What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Yankees Avenue Show on the Yankees Avenue YouTube channel. As usual, I'm Patrick Hennessy. That's Dan Rourke. Dan, how we doing on this terrific Tuesday morning?
Terrific Tuesday, Pat. Big show today. First episode of our player previews, which, we were going to start it last week. I guess we kind of just forgot about that, but it's starting today with DJ LeMahieu. Stoked for that. I'm very curious once I get into the editing lab, what I'm going to put behind me, because different location today, Pat. Got a little green screen action. Is there Yankee Stadium behind me? Am I chilling with Aaron Judge? I don't know.
I think you're in the Bronx Zoo.
No, I'm in Manhattan, man, because I'm a badass motherfucker. How you doing?
No, I'm good. The weather's beautiful, at least today anyway. Life's good, bro. About to get into baseball season.
First Yankee spring training game, at least televised, is Saturday on Yes.
Yeah.
They're playing Friday, I believe, against the Phillies. No,
I think Saturday it's against the Phillies, and then Sunday it's on Yes.
Let's see if you are right, because I think you're wrong.
I'm right.
Pat is right. Okay, never mind. Sunday, first Yankee spring training game on Yes. Saturday, I believe, if you can get access to the Phillies broadcast, you'll be able to watch. So big things happening, Pat.
Yeah, good stuff. Let's get right into it. Listen, like you said, we're getting to our little player season previews. We're starting things off with someone who's kind of like not that talked about going into the 2023 season. That's DJ LeMahieu. Dan, I guess we kind of just start off by giving our brief thoughts about DJ, what we're expecting from him this season. I guess maybe like the key storyline to watch for from him this year.
Yeah, well, for me, it's a no-brainer. It's all about health. I've said this a million times, I know, but we're previewing the season, so I got to bring it up again. Before hurting his toe last year, he was a 290 hitter with an 840 OPS in over 100 games. So for over 2/3 of the season, this dude was balling out. And I like a lot of the quotes I've read so far from him. We know he didn't get the surgery in the offseason, which that was a big topic conversation. He says, though, he's at 100%. And he says he's so excited where he's at right now. And he also says his approach to spring training, I guess, has kind of changed with age and the fact that he's had these injuries. He goes, this is kind of a long one, so bear with me, but I have to really make sure that physically I can't just go out and take 1,000 swings every day or 1,000 ground balls and call it a day. I really have to make sure that I'm physically ready to go every single day for the whole season. Nothing changes. That's always the mindset, but probably spending more time making sure I can be on the field and be myself rather than making sure my swing is right. And I really like that mindset in a way, because DJ, I have trust in him that, dude, the swing's going to be right. And maybe this is with some help of who's Yankees conditioning coach? Is that not Tanner Swanson? It's whoever it is that they brought in that did a pretty good job. Maybe he's working with him, but if you just get DJ on the field for 130 plus games, have him ready by October, the dude's going to be good. He's shown nothing but that. When healthy, he's one of the best hitters in baseball. So, or I shouldn't say that anymore, but at the very least, he's one of the best hitters in the Yankee lineup. So it's all about that, bro. At least on my end, health.
Yeah, no, I would have to agree. I think that's really the key for DJ LeMahieu's success in 2023. However, I mean, like you said, when we've seen him healthy, like quote unquote healthy, this season and also in 2021, it wasn't necessarily that same 2019, 2020 DJ, right? So I think we have to kind of like look at the big picture and examine whether we're looking for that DJ to return or if we're looking for just like solid contact hitting DJ LeMahieu to return. And to be honest with you, I think I'll be happy with somewhere in the middle. I think it's kind of difficult to expect him to return to that form just because, I mean, that was just not really sustainable. And I think we knew that. But if he could maybe hit like 300 with 20 home runs, I'd be more than satisfied. Like that would blow past my expectations.
Yeah. And I mean, you mentioned 2019, 2020. I'm forgetting about that one. Yeah, it was a few years ago now. You had the juice ball as well. And DJ's 34 years old. So he's getting up in age. Production's obviously going to go down. So I'll go back to what I said before. The player that he was entering August, so for 4 months, that's kind of what my expectations was or is. An OPS over 800. I don't necessarily need a 300 batting average, but I imagine the on base will be high. So, yeah, dude, even if he's in the lineup, that doesn't necessarily answer our question because we've seen him before play with these injuries. I mean, you go back to 2021, his overall numbers are horrible. He was below league average offensively, and really that was just due to he had a sports hernia. He was still playing. He was in the lineup, but that's no good. So, like, what we need is, DJ, you got to be, if you're playing, you got to be 100%. And what really matters is obviously that he's healthy for October.
Yeah, no, 100%. So we're talking about DJ going into the season. I guess he's kind of one of the players where we can really ask this question for what we think his role is going to be. Because I think DJ could have a very diversified role with the 2023 Yankees, especially if there's other injuries that pop up or whatnot. But then where do you think DJ is going to play the majority of his time this season?
Well, if it were up to me, he would be simply just the starting third baseman. But we know Donaldson, who has reported to camp. By the way, we'll talk about him sometime soon. He's going to be the everyday third baseman, at least according to Boone. You look at opening day, I think he's going to be the guy there. So while I consider the majority of DJ's time will come at third base, you're looking, I think, at a rover situation. So pretty much the same it's always been since he came over in 2019. He'll be playing every day, may not play opening day per se, but you'll see time at second base, first base here and there. Like I said, mainly I think at third base. But, I'm sure a couple months into the season, unless we see something big from Donaldson, you're going to probably be looking at DJ as a starting guy there. I think it makes too much sense. Like I said, if I was in charge, that's what I would do. But knowing what the Yankees are trying to, I don't know, make good of that trade from last year with Minnesota, Donaldson will be the everyday guy third. But yeah.
Do you think DJ leads off?
I do. Yeah. I think now that's not exactly ideal because DJ gets on base, which that's of course good for a leadoff guy, but a little too slow. So if they were to go out and get a Brian Reynolds come July, that would be my guy, but there's really no other option you can go with. So to start the year, yeah, I'd say leadoff. You agree?
I think I'd agree with you on both. I think he's probably your starting third baseman going into the season. But I do think the Yankees are going to be super cautious with him on the injury front. So I think that's going to lead to a lot of playing time for Donaldson. And also, you're not guaranteed that Glaber and Rizzo are going to stay healthy all season, right? So I think DJ is very easy to slide over to either second base or first base if they need him there. Maybe they throw him in left field. I don't know. But I definitely see him as a starting third baseman. Yeah, I agree. Leadoff is probably where they're going to put him. Whether we agree with that or not, I do think that he's kind of going to come back and take that role.
Totally. Yeah. It's really a no-brainer because, like I said, who else would you really put there? Last year, remember we started the season, by the way, with Donaldson at leadoff. How long did that last? But yeah, so he's obviously not an option. They've done it with Rizzo before. So of the current roster, he's the way to go. It's just 34-year-old with declining speed that already wasn't good. Not ideal, but from the on base and the contact skills, it makes sense. So yeah.
Let's do some over-unders because over-unders are kind of fun, right?
One of the best parts of like preseason any sport is over-unders. Yes.
Because you don't have to think that much, right? It's kind of just like Coke or Pepsi,
Yeah.
But 140 games played, under or over?
I'm going to go under, but not by much. And mainly because I don't want to say I don't care because he's as bad as definitely necessary in the regular season want to get to where we want to be. But I'll say just under 140 games, maybe around the 130 mark. But I have him healthy starting ALDS game 1 in October and ideally throughout the rest of the playoffs. So under 140, but not by much.
I'd probably put him between like 130 and 135. And I think that's like a positive prediction. I think that like with a pessimistic perspective, you could probably say between like 100 and 115 if you really wanted to.
Yeah, I would say there's no reason to say under 100 and 130. What that really ends up being is that's one IL stint. And if that's the case, that's fine. We saw it. I always think about it with Stan. I grant him one IL stint every single year. You look back at 2021, he had missed 15 games or whatever. And he still ended up having a really good year and was a big factor for them down the stretch. So like you can still have an IL stint and doesn't ruin the season per se. So even if, 2 weeks he misses with, I don't know, some sort of strain, like as long as particularly for October, if you're healthy, then that's a W the way I see it.
Yeah. Over under 300 batting average.
Just barely under. Like I said, I think what really obviously matters is the OBP, and my expectations are those first 4 months of last year where he was like a 285, 290 hitter. So I'm kind of like in that window.
Yeah, I'd probably say under as well. Damn, we're identical on all these.
Because we're smart.
I'd probably say somewhere between like 270 and 280. And yeah, like you said, I think if the OPS is kind of like around that 800 mark, I think I'll be satisfied. Because batting average.
That's the thing, right? I was going to ask you, you kind of just gave me your answer, but what would you be? And we'll get into this with like our reasonable expectation, but I guess this is kind of just it. But I was going to say, like, what would you be satisfied with? Like, I don't need a 300 batting average. What I really need is be a consistent force in the lineup. And to me, that's just in simple over 800 OPS,
but that's like how I view every player, right? Unless it's like somebody who I have super low expectations for, like an Aaron Hicks or an IKF, where I'm only expecting like 700 to 750. Like my mark, like where I kind of like value a player as being like really solid is when I see an 8 in the OPS category.
Totally. Yeah. So, I'll just give mine because it's just the last thing you're probably going to lead into, but reasonable expectation for me at 285 plus batting average, over 800 OPS, and health for the playoffs. That's literally the 3 things, really honestly 2 things I could ask for, just those 2. OPS, health for the playoffs. That to me is like an A+ season from DJ this year.
I know that like home runs aren't something like we necessarily expect from DJ, but we did see like a little power from him in 2019 and a little bit of 2020, I guess. But like, what would you be like happy with in the home run department? Because for me, I think anything like above 15, I think I'd be satisfied with.
Yeah, okay. So let's have a little fun with some math here, Pat. Now, going back to those August stats that I mentioned, where he had, let's see, 12 home runs in 105 games. I'm going to break out my baseball home run calculator. So 12 home runs in 105 games. And let's say he was on pace to play, I don't know, we'll go 145 because that's his career high with the Yankees. So if he kept on that current pace and was healthy for the whole season, he would have finished with just about 17. So being kind of realistic, I don't think we're going to see like the 25 homer DJ. It's possible for sure, but not what I'm focusing on. If it was, I would say like just on like the cusp of 20, just on the cusp.
Yeah. But I would be blown out of the water by that. You know what I mean? Like I would just be satisfied with anything
100%. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. This is kind of an interesting one. I think we're going to do this for every player. Good Yankee, bad Yankee. Where would you put DJ? If we have two columns, where are you putting them?
Right. Yeah. I like the idea of just black and white. You got to pick some guys that might be tough for DJ. It's obviously not, even when he has a bad year. I would have said this after 2021, same even after last year. He's a great Yankee. I don't even want it to be a thing where we explain too much, but you never question with DJ, how hard he's trying. He's like a good dude. He's very likable. I guess I can't call him like a winner, but he has very much that mentality where I could see him fitting in perfectly on the 90s Yankees. And that's obviously a good thing. So that's kind of always my line of like, would you fit in the 90s Yankees? That's like the ultimate compliment to me. And even though I didn't watch that team, I feel like DJ would. So yeah, easy. Great Yankee.
Yeah. I would think I would put him in the good Yankee category too. He kind of doesn't really say or do anything that would put him in the bad category. And DJ is just one of those guys where even if he's like really on a cold streak, it doesn't feel like it. You know what I mean? It's like guys like Josh Donaldson or Gleyber Torres, when they're struggling, it's very evident that they're struggling.
You know
right?
why that is though. It's the contact rate. I think it's like a natural thing in our head. But also with DJ, I'll tell you, I love you to death. The rollover ground outs to third, those can be tough to watch. Now, that was really just a 2021 thing. And that's kind of how you know if DJ is like good to go or not. Is he rolling over ground balls to third base? And one last thing on DJ. I saw, I forget his name off the top of my head, but I think his name might be Joe. He posted DJ's 2-run homer from the ALCS, right?
Yes.
Dude, 2-run shot. We all know the deal, tied the game and all. And it just cracks me up every single time, bro, that DJ just hit pretty much the biggest home run any player could hit in their lives. An elimination game, 9th inning. And his little celebration, bro, was just a little, I'll play in the B-roll, but just a little clap. No, I love that, bro. I love that shit. And another thing on DJ, remember that, do you remember that interview that came out in 2019? It was like a Q&A with him and it was just hilarious. No. And oh my God, it was just the most like stale, generic DJ answers. And like the last question was, I remember him asking, I don't remember what the question was, but DJ just responded saying, I'm sorry, I'm not really the best guy for these. I might try to throw up in the bureau here, but DJ, shout out to you, man. Really expecting a big year out of you, and you're a good Yankee, man. So looking forward to DJ. Looking forward to DJ in 2023. It should be a big year. He's a key piece, man. Really key piece. Like he is. If he doesn't, let's go on the flip side and be a little pessimistic here. If he doesn't live up to what he was when healthy last year, if he shits the bed and say puts up a 2021 type season, major problem. Unbelievable problem. If that happens, we better get fucking MVP Josh Donaldson because that wouldn't be good.
No, I agree 1,000%. I think I'm going into the season. And I'm really excited to see what the Yankees are going to get at DJ. Because don't forget, I think a lot of people are forgetting that this is the guy who we counted on as like our number one bat for 2 seasons, right? It's like 2019 postseason. Listen, I know we love Judge. I know we love Stanton. We kind of love Gleyber sometimes, but that's awkward. We kind of love Gleyber sometimes, but DJ was the guy. There was no one else I wanted up in a big situation other than DJ LeMahieu. Bro, you bring up that 2019 ALCS home run. There was no one else I wanted up in that situation that I think could do that rather than DJ LeMahieu. He's the guy. And he doesn't even have to return to that same form, but if we could get some sort of that DJ LeMahieu back, I'll be happy.
Over 800 OPS for sure. And one last thing on DJ, because we do got to move on. Current state of the contract, how are you feeling? 6 years, 90 million. We're now in year
3. Right?
Yeah, year 3 we're going into. How's it looking to you?
I think I'm happy with it.
I think, dude, the 6th year, and this is why, in a way, part of the Gleyber thing, which I won't totally get into, but adding that 6th year to some people may seem crazy, but what that did do was the Yankees were set on giving, or were down to give DJ $90 million in the offseason. But by adding that 6th year, it brings the AAV down to $15 million a year. So with that being the case, dude, DJ's been right around like he can be a 3.5, 4 WAR player, moving all around the diamond, putting up good offense and also good defense. That to me is easily worth it. Like he doesn't have to, we keep mentioning the 800 OPS. If he does what we're like hoping he does this year, which isn't really all that crazy of an expectation, 800 OPS, good defense, everything I just said, that to me is easily worth $15 million a year. So I don't look at it as at all of like a bad contract or even one that the Yankees like should try to dunk. Like I want DJ in the 2023 Yankees.
This season, I think defines that contract.
Sure.
I really do. Yeah,
definitely. No, I'm with you.
Moving on to topic number 2 here. Joel Sherman of the New York Post reported that Aaron Judge could see some time in left field to make room for Stanton in right. Dan, I don't know if I'm overreacting here. This might be my favorite news of the entire offseason. I've been crying for years, bro, that I want Giancarlo Stanton to play the field. We saw little glimpses of it. We didn't really see like too much consistent playing time for him in the outfield. But the fact that they're willing to move Judge to left, which I would hope so, considering that he just signed this mega deal. I mean, I would hope he'd be able to move around the field. We saw him play an awesome center field. I couldn't imagine that he wouldn't do good in left. So, I mean, listen, Judge in left, Bader in center, and Stanton in right as your potential outfield. I don't think it gets better than that. But however, I think that scenario also depends heavily on a couple things, right? One is the performance of Aaron Hicks. Right. I think if Aaron Hicks comes out, starts the season absolutely raking, the Yankees will probably hold off on this and kind of ride the hot wave of Hicks. And I think also number 2 is what they do with the trade deadline. If they're able to land Brian Reynolds, then this is kind of like a worst case scenario type thing. But then I don't know, bro. I think that this is kind of just a good thing to have in their back pocket moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely makes sense. I don't think it's something that's too big a deal because to me, it's just going to be when the Yankees are trying to play Stanton in the outfield in Yankee Stadium, because we only ever see Stanton play the field on the road because, we hear all this shit about Yankee Stadium, but left field's freaking huge. So much ground to cover. Stanton, I mean, well, still pretty damn good defender. The health reasons, like you don't really want him running all that ground out there. So in this case, you put Judge in left, which he has played 7 games in his professional career, 7 in the minors. And that's not something to worry about Judge, obviously. I mean, yeah, dude handled center just fine. And he's got like better legs than anybody on the team. So Judge will be fine. Stan, I think it makes sense. Get him in the outfield, put him in right. Outside of that, it doesn't excite me all that much because
it does though, bro.
Well, hold on.
Like now,
only because
you
what are you
DH?
Well, that's what I was wondering though, is because by opening up the DH spot, who does that get into the lineup? I mean, I'm not going to get all that excited about. Sure, that means you could maybe play DJ and Donaldson, but I'd rather just and what I'm saying is
you could maybe acquire a big bat at the deadline.
Totally. But that's what I get excited about. It's definitely, it's nice to have the option for sure. I see why they're doing it. I'll be excited though, when there's a player that kind of like makes this a thing that has to happen.
No, but like the reason I'm so excited about it is because like I hate how they treat Stanton with baby gloves, and I hate this narrative that Giancarlo Stanton's injury prone because he plays the outfield, and this whole narrative that like Stanton can't play the outfield. We saw it in the postseason when he was playing left. Wait, remember when he was playing left in Houston? The announcers were like, "Oh my god,
bullshit.
Like they better hope that a ball doesn't get hit out there to him." Like, bro, this narrative needs to die. Giancarlo Stanton is actually a really good outfielder with a pretty solid arm as well. So I'd love to see him get some more time out there.
Yeah, but I don't think this is, correct me if I'm wrong, this isn't saying that he's going to play more time. I think it's just saying that, I mean, maybe it adds another 5 to 10 games, but he played around, I believe, 20 games in the outfield last year and same the year prior. I just think it means you're going to see him more in right than you did left. Now, because of that, that could lead to him seeing a little more time. I just still think you're looking at maybe, let's say you get a full season of Stan. I think 120 games are still coming from the DH spot.
Probably. Oh, yeah. Well.
It's good though. It's good to have this option for sure. And it is a no-brainer.
Sure. Speaking of injuries, Ben Rortvedt, Dan, I mean, we're questioning whether or not the dude is real at this point. Apparently he's dealing with a quote unquote finger injury, according to Aaron Boone. We've talked about him very briefly so far this offseason because there's not much to really talk about. But I guess now we could kind of pose the question with this little finger injury arising. Are we ever going to see Ben Rortvedt in pinstripes? And I guess that also kind of like leads to the question of Kyle Higashioka, whether or not the Yankees should still hang on to him, because we've kind of been in the boat saying that, we have Rortvedt, so we don't need Higgy. So what are your thoughts on this situation?
Yeah. I would like to think it's not too big a deal. Like a bruised finger doesn't sound terrible, but yeah, I mean, he's going to be reevaluated Friday, so maybe we'll see more next week. Yeah, dude, it's a little annoying. I mean, some Yankee fans are questioning whether he really even exists, which I can't blame them for. I mean, when we got him last year, he already had the injury. He had an oblique injury. He got a knee surgery last May. He's had a bunch of stuff, and now this. So
Yeah.
I don't know how long that's going to put him out for, but yeah, considering me and you have been, we're totally open to trading Higgy. Nothing even against him. It's just the Yankees are very excited about Rortvedt, and Higgy in a way still has some value. He's a catcher with pop that has good defense. You could trade him, and I'm going to say like get anything like too significant back. I think it makes sense with Rortvedt waiting the balance, but now it's weird because I consider myself somebody that's very rational when it comes to judging injuries, just because of like with Judge and his hit by pitch. What led to this bruised finger or whatever it may be? I more so look at like this is kind of like a freak accident, so I'm not going to let this change like my outlook on him this season. But we are on that fence with Rortvedt to where if he does have another like soft tissue injury, then it's going to be like, yo, this dude he's not fucking real, whatever. So yeah, I'm on the verge, but also like I said, it's a finger injury isn't going to make me like totally change plans just yet. So
yeah, but like worst case scenario, you get rid of Higgy, right? You kind of like ride with Rortvedt as your backup catcher. Worst case scenario, he gets hurt again. Bang, you just signed Gary. You have your solidified backup catcher of the future. So who knows?
Pat, I love that plan. I love that plan.
I mean, it's
you know what I'm
bad.
very nervous for this year, by the way. Sorry, I'm talking about MLB the Show again, but I always bring Gary back in my franchises, right? Like he's my catcher no matter what. I'm very concerned that because it's a year of him having it, he might have a beard in the new game, and they don't let you take that off. Yo, wait, let me ask you something. I want to hear your thoughts.
Sure.
You don't play a lot of MLB The Show, and you're also for the Yankees getting rid of the facial hair policy.
Yeah.
I am so adamant about, and guys in the comments, let me know how you feel about this. MLB The Show should have an automatic code that if a player, let's take, I don't know, fucking, who has a beard? Give me a star player with a beard. Let's take Fernando Tatis Jr. I trade for him in my franchise. He should automatically have his beard removed.
Well, I mean, you know why they can't do
that's
that.
Not, right? No, I don't think that's a likeness thing.
It's a likeness thing, bro. It's
no, but
you can't change a player. That's like you can't put tattoos on a player. You can't change anything about them. Like that's their likeness.
Well, MLB, they don't have tattoos. I see what you're saying. I was just
okay. That's something that's also really stupid. If we're talking about MLB The Show for a minute, they don't have tattoos on the players, which is
they'll put them on. You can't like add them yourself. I think they have. I remember Carl Crawford always had his tattoo in the game. They'll do like if a player has a dope tattoo.
I don't think they do. Like I don't think Carlos Correa has tattoos in the game. AJ Burnett never had tattoos.
I remember they would put like some, I don't know, but we should probably move on.
I think they just give them like sleeves, but whatever. Topic number 4 here. A-Rod posted a picture on Instagram with a piece of paper and the word book with a caption that reads, decided to start writing my book lessons.
I definitely messed it up, Pat. I'm sorry. It's he said decided to start writing my book about the lessons I learned in business and baseball. My apologies.
Oh yeah, there you go. But what are your thoughts on this? I know you're a big book guy. Are you planning on adding that to your collection once it comes out?
1,000%. And I'm a big A-Rod guy. I've been asked for this, whether it's our questions about a possible new documentary or something like that. A-Rod at some point, and it better be this, needs to come out with a tell-all book. So there's better not be no BS that says like in the first line, I've made a lot of mistakes, and then go on and talk about fucking real estate for 300 pages. Like, yo, you gotta like come clean. Just tell us everything. You have nothing to lose. It'll only be, and honestly, dude, let's be real here. Do you think he's not thinking about the Hall of Fame with this in mind? I bet you he is. Sure. Like, it's all part of the redemption arc. And I think
change anything.
It makes, I don't know. I feel like
he could release the greatest book of all time. It's not
about it being great, but if you like, it's about getting sympathy. That's what this is all about. So if he kind of like explains it, and I don't know, I'm not saying it's going to work, but that could be his motivation. I think it's going to be dope as long as he actually like gets into some shit. Like, like I said, do not just throw a throwaway line in there that says, I'm sorry. And then that's it. Like, you got to give me the details of all this shit, bro. I want to know, did you use in high school? Did you ever use with the Mariners? When did you start taking with the Rangers? Did you actually only start using with the Yankees in 2010, not the years prior? All this kind of stuff. So if that's what he gets into, bro, I'll be stoked. So no matter what, I'm buying it. I hope I'm not disappointed.
I don't know if you're going to be surprised by my answer, but same. I'm not a big book guy.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not a huge historian. However, we all know my love for Alex Rodriguez, and this will surely be a book that I will purchase and read nightly. I'm so fascinated by the story of A-Rod. We talked about this a little bit when the Jeter doc came out. I think an A-Rod doc of the same style would be 10,000 times more entertaining, 10,000 times more intriguing, just because the life and career of Alex Rodriguez is one that is just built for film. So yeah,
Dude,
bro, I'm really looking forward to this.
he's the Anakin Skywalker of baseball. To me, right
I've
now,
never seen Star Wars, so I don't.
he's the Anakin Skywalker of baseball. And to me, this is as if Darth Vader never died and we're getting a tell-all book from him. Hopefully. Hopefully.
Okay, cool. Yo, let's get into topic number 5 here. Dan, this is kind of a fun one. We've seen a lot of video content coming out from the different reporters and different media outlets since the Yankees have reported to spring training. What's your favorite one that you saw over the past couple of days?
Dude, I got a few, so hopefully I'm not stealing any of yours here.
Please don't. No. Can you just say like one and then I'll give mine, just so you don't say mine?
Bet. Okay, so I'll go with the number one. There's been a lot of great pitching videos to come out lately, and the one I'm going to go with.
Don't say it.
Okay, let me go with my other one. All right, because I want to have you this one. Judge in walking up in his Terminator fucking 2 outfit was the dopest shit. I made a quick little edit of it. Didn't have time to do a full thing, but you ever seen Terminator 2? With obviously Arnold and dude, amazing. But that's how Judge looked showing up. I thought that was badass as hell. And I'm always a sucker for those videos of like the players showing up, who looks cool, who doesn't. It was funny. No Yankees were carrying their bags, but Josh Donaldson and IKF. Makes you wonder.
Yeah, it is what it is. Yo, mine. I don't know if this is what you were gonna say, but I couldn't take that risk. Domingo Germán on the mound. No, you weren't going.
I haven't seen this.
So number 0, Domingo Germán on the mound.
Oh yeah.
Pitching to Wilmer Defoe, and in the background was that Bieber song that goes like, "I miss you more than life." I
miss you more than life. That's
okay. Well, you hit a good note there. So that was playing in the background. Domingo throws the ball. Bang. Defoe hits an absolute moonshot. Bro, Wilmer friggin' Defoe cranks off Germán with that song playing in the background. Probably one of the best baseball videos I've seen in the past year. So, yeah.
I'm glad you brought that to my attention. I haven't seen that. So now I'm going to be able to word. I'll put it in the B-roll. But now I can give you my other one. It was, I'll just run through them. The first one, this was like my third choice. Cole laying out and the entire Yankee pitching staff just like cracking up. And some people were getting on Cole. Yo, that was a soft dive. Let's relax. It's funny. He has a short hair now too, which is interesting. But that was dope. But really, this is my actual number one because I thought you were going to take this. This is the video of Cole, Nestor, and Rodon all around each other. I think it was Cole showing Nestor, I don't know what grip, but just picking each other's brains. I think that was so awesome. There's multiple shots of it where they're out in the outfield talking, welcome back to the dugout talking. That shit was so dope. And it made me think of like a new benefit of all this that I guess I should have thought of earlier. Like these guys being able to work off each other. Like they might be we might be getting the best version of Garrett Cole, the best version of Rodon, best version of Nestor Cortez, Sevy, like all these guys individually because of each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think that was dope. So a lot of really cool like videos coming out the last like week or so. And yeah,
it would have been nice if we had like a new hitter to do that with too, right? Just let's run back the same lineup as last year.
They have till August 1st, so
sure.
Yeah. But dude, isn't it nice having with like spring training obviously being here upon us? Like I almost forgot just how much shit already changes. Even in the first week, it seems like every like hour we just get like a new little piece of content, whether it's like I don't know post workout interview or just the Yankees.
It gets old after a while. Like, bro, I'm not gonna lie, like I'm already kind of getting like bored with like the all I want to do is just win quotes. Like, bro, I just want to like see you play baseball.
No, that for sure. But I'm glad baseball's back. It's a good time.
Yeah,
like it's nice outside today. And first spring training game is on Sunday on I fucked that up again. Whatever.
Well,
Saturday, first televised, whatever the hell. Should we get out of here, Pat?
Yeah, let's blow.
It's funny. These episodes are supposed to be like a tad quicker, at least in my head, and I feel like this definitely went like over 30 minutes. But that's fine. I had an absolute fucking blast. Yeah. So what we'll do is real quick. So we'll obviously be back Friday. There are going to be some episodes where we preview 2 players because we're basically going to do around 15, like the key guys, and we might morph like the bullpen all into one, maybe Trevino and Higgy, Rortvedt all into one, that kind of thing. But I did the math last night. We'll have to do like over the next 10 episodes before opening day, we'll have to do like 1.5 per episode. So some episodes
10 episodes until opening day. That's kind of wild.
Around there. Yeah, my math could be off. But so just so you guys know, might be 2 in the next episode or what have you. So, Pat, where can they find you on socials, my friend?
Find me on Instagram at True Hennessy, and then TikTok and Twitter at Unhinged Patrick.
Speaking of TikTok, I got a dope ass fucking, it's a classic, kind of reformed. It's something new a little bit. Dope TikTok coming out at Yankees Avenue. Follow me. It's probably already out by the time you guys see this. Dan on Work on Twitter, Dan on Work on Instagram, Yankees Avenue on Instagram as well, along with YouTube here as well. Subscribe if you are new. Drop a like, drop a comment. Me and Pat will see you guys next time. Let's go Yankees.
Her body's going like September. She burns through the night like an ember. And all those things we try forgetting, I remember. But we say we all fine.